Welcome to another video and welcome to the Fatih district of Istanbul, the old part of the city. Today we are heading to what is often called the hidden gem of Istanbul. To get there we need to take a ferry. To get to the ferry we need to take a tram. To get to the tram we need to walk. But we're not just walking anywhere, we're walking through the historic parts of Istanbul. Through this old wall that's been here since Ottoman times. So this part of Istanbul is full of Ottoman and earlier monuments. I think I might have gone the wrong way, but we are heading to a place called Prince's Island, which is about 2 hours away from Istanbul by ferry. So let's try and get the tram and head over to the ferry to Prince's Island. So we now need to get a tram to Büyükada, I think it's called. To use the public transport here in Istanbul, you need to get an Istanbul card and you update them, you top them up at these yellow machines. Each ride differs depending on where you are travelling, but let's get on the tram to Büyükada to the ferry. I'm now at a place called Kabataş. So this is where the ferries to Prince's Island leave from. I just need to figure out where I get the ferry, when it is, when they come back, and how long it takes. So let's wander over. I think I saw an entrance to the ferry bit, although a lot of it seems to be closed off. But let's see if we can get a ferry to Prince's Island for the day. It's supposed to be a hidden gem, a quiet oasis with no cars or traffic, not too far from central Istanbul. It's just a shame about the weather. It's forecast heavy rain all day. So it looks like this is the place. So we are going to Büyükada. So I hope this is the right ferry. The sign said 9 AM, but there are a couple of ferries. So let's get on and see where we end up. Just coming into Kadıköy now, the ferry, the first stop of about 5 before we get to Prince's Island in about an hour and 20 minutes, maybe a bit longer. We'll spend a few hours on the island. Hopefully there's some food because I'm hungry. then we'll come back again. Turkish coffee. The stop we're going to. We're now at somewhere called Büyükada, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm tired, but that Turkish coffee, that was strong. It's really given me some energy, an energy boost that I needed. I got about 4 hours sleep last night. I hope there's some food on this island because I am getting peckish. Another half an hour I think and then we should be there. So we have just got off the ferry in a place called Büyükada, I think it's how it's pronounced. It seems to be a well-to-do island. Lots of nice mansions, manicured gardens. So I'm going to stay here for a couple of hours. I need to try and get some food, but all the restaurants are currently shut because it's only like 10:30 in the morning. 10:46 actually. There's supposed to be some good walks around here. There aren't many cars on the island. You've got a lot of these electric buses and electric pickup truck type things. But we'll go and explore the island and see if we can get some food as well. Up this long street, it's the main street on the island. There's a big Greek Orthodox monastery. So it'll take about an hour. So let's try and get to that and see if there's any food anywhere. So compared to central Istanbul, this island is really quiet. There aren't many people here. There are a lot of cats though. Lots of nice houses. This does not feel like a part of Istanbul. Technically we're still in Istanbul, on one of the islands in the Bosphorus. It is almost 2 hours away by ferry, but technically it's still part of Istanbul. This is as far removed from the hustle and bustle of Fatih district or Sultanahmet There don't seem to be any other tourists here either. Seems to just be me. I don't know if it's because it's off season or this is really a hidden gem of Istanbul, because it is quite some distance from the centre, so maybe a lot of tourists don't come here. There's an announcement. I don't know what it means. So there's some kind of announcement being made across the whole island. I don't know what it means. It's getting steep now. It's warm, but not warm enough to not have a coat. And it's raining, so I kind of need a coat. I'm assuming I'm going the right way. I'm just going up. But it suddenly got really steep. I think there is some kind of electric bus that you can get on the island, but I don't know how it works. Don't know where the stops are. Don't know how much it costs or how to pay. So I'll walk. And I'm getting quite peckish now. There definitely aren't any restaurants up here. And it's just starting to rain heavily again. Must be Büyükada's football pitch. There are a lot of noisy seagulls on this island. I'm pronouncing it as Büyükada. That might be completely wrong, but I will include the actual name of the island. And if I'm pronouncing it wrong, if you're Turkish or you speak Turkish, let me know in phonics how you would pronounce it. I think the U with the two dots above it is an O sound, so Büyükada. But I might be completely wrong. They've even got potholes on an island with no cars. I can just see through the trees glimpses of the view that we'll see at the top, if we get to the top. The gradient is just really steep, but we'll keep going, see if we get there. So just through the trees I can see a really tall hill with some kind of monument on top. I hope that is not the trail. I don't have the energy to go up there today. I need food. So I think it is a hiking trail. Let's see how far we get anyway. This is a lot steeper than it seems on camera. Oh my god. It's almost like that. It's so steep. There's one bench that I've seen for the past 20 minutes. It's covered in cats. It better be worth it at the top. Nearly there. We're almost 1,000 meters above sea level apparently. So this is a Greek Orthodox monastery. Right up at the top of the highest point on the island. So this seems to be the view that people come here for. Let's go and see if we can take a sit down on that bench. I need a rest. Let's have a sit down for a bit, get rid of the sweat, get my energy back a bit, and we can go and have a look inside the Greek Orthodox monastery and then head back down into the main town and try and get some food and drink because I'm really hungry and I need a drink of something cold. I would not want to be doing this in summer.
Of the land by the carved oak door, salt on the tongue and dust on the stone. We come as one with our heavy hearts. Hear us rise from the darkened floor.
So I couldn't really film much in the monastery because there were signs everywhere saying no cameras, no phones. But I hope I've got something that you can see what it's like. What all the fuss was about getting to the top here. Oh, and the views as well. There were some views that you could see. Going down, there's a lot of, I think they're Russian tour groups coming up the hill. A lot of them struggling to walk up the hill. So it's suddenly got a lot busier up here than when I came. So I think if you want to avoid the crowds, get the first or second ferry from the centre of Istanbul to this island, because the ferry was relatively quiet too. Most people got off at the intermediate stops. There's about 5 stops before this island, and this is the last stop on that ferry route. So if you want to avoid the crowds, come early, probably before, I'd say 9 a.m. ferry is probably the latest, which is the one I got. Then there are two before. They run roughly every hour. So the island was relatively quiet when I arrived. I think when I get down to the main town, near the ferry port, down this steep hill, it's going to be a lot busier again. So hopefully the restaurants are now open and I can get something to eat and something to drink before heading back to the centre of Istanbul again. And you know what I want? I feel like some Turkish delight, some lokum. So I'm going to hunt that down before going back to my hotel. I feel like snacking on some Turkish delight tonight. I think I've earned it. A reward for this hike up a steep hill. But let's head down to the main town again and see if we can get some food on this island, because it's a 2-hour ferry journey back to the centre of Istanbul and then another 25-minute tram ride back to the stop nearest to my hotel. So I need some food to keep my energy levels going. Hi, cat. Hello. I think they're feral cats. When anybody goes near them, they run away. But the island is full of them. Cats and blackbirds, crows, ravens, some kind of big black bird. This path is a lot steeper going down than it was coming up. I'm having to stop myself slipping all the time. It's just really uneven and really steep. I think we're near the bottom of this part of the path, and then we've got the road back into the centre of town. Hi, cat. Hello. Ignorant cat. That means we're not too far away from getting back to the centre of town, the centre of the island. It's got a lot warmer. We've gone the wrong way. Yeah, we want to be going down that way. TC Gençlik ve Spor Bakanlığı. That's exactly what it says. That's exactly how it's pronounced, isn't it? Alright, so down this bit we should pass a chicken and then another 10 minutes we're back into town. Try and find a restaurant, sit down, my feet are aching. I need food, need drink, and then we'll see about the times of the ferries to get back to the centre of Istanbul. So I found a nice little restaurant, quite quiet. I'm going to get an aubergine salad, some stuffed vine leaves and a cool berry refreshing drink. And that should keep me going until we get back to central Istanbul in a couple of hours time. I need to check the time of the ferry, but I'm just going to chill, relax for a bit. There's no rush, nothing else planned for today other than to get some Turkish delight before getting back to my hotel. but we'll deal with that when we get back to central Istanbul. For now, I'm going to wait for my food and then enjoy it when it comes.
You walking slow, soft like a dare, honey on your skin, dark air, rich air, cedar in your sleeve.
So I think it is time to head back to central Istanbul now. I've been on Prince's Island for about 5 hours, walked a long way, had some food. Now let's head back and get some Turkish delight. Should be about 1 3/4 hours back to central Istanbul. Got myself another Turkish coffee. Ooh. I'm only drinking it for research purposes, of course. But this time they've given me some free water to wash it down with. But it should be a chill journey back to Istanbul, and then Turkish delight, then back to the hotel to crash for the night, and then I'll bring the video to an end. Back to Kabataş, we'll get the tram to the old town, and then find some Turkish delight before going back to the hotel. So back in my hotel after 8 hours out and about. Prince's Island. What did I think? Well, it's definitely a good day trip. There's plenty of food and drink on the island, lots of scenery, nice walks if you like long walks up steep hills. The ferry journey was really scenic and really nice. I've walked 28,000 steps today. Probably walked about 12 miles. And I got some Turkish delight. I went for 1 kilo, ended up with 4.7 kilos, but it only cost me £7.50. So, pretty good deal. When one shop was trying to charge me £15 for a kilo. And it tastes good, I've tried a few. But thank you for watching. I hope you get to visit Prince's Island soon when you come to Istanbul. And there's some more to come from Istanbul in the next couple of videos. So until then, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, all of that stuff, and see you next time. So I spoke to YouTube and they said you would also like these cool videos from my channel. So please also check these ones out.
My skin. me in, take me in.